Hi ladies, Kim Nanninga here. We are going live. We'll let everybody get logged on before we get started with an amazing topic on hormones and the question we need to ask before blaming our hormones. So let's let everybody get logged on. Everybody should have just gotten the notification. Just a reminder, these are recorded and they are in our Facebook Secrets group under Guides. We go live once a week, so if you want, you can even go back and see what we've been talking about. But today is a big topic. So I see some of you logging on. Hello, hello. Give me a thumbs up when you are in here, if you can hear me. If everything's good, give me a thumbs up and we'll get everybody else logged on here. Girls, you're gonna wanna grab a pen and paper for today's call. All right, unless you're like a typer or something like that, open a document. We are stepping into an amazing topic today. And it has to do with hormones, okay? So how many of you on today tell me where you're at. Tell me, are you in perimenopause? Are you in menopause? Are you post-menopause? Give me an idea of where you're at so I know how to talk to our audience today. Girls, we're going to be breaking down everything from body fat to blood sugars to inflammation to hormones to energy to brain fogs to muscle loss. So let's hear what is going on with you. Let's see here. Okay. All right, I'm not seeing comments come through yet, but give me a thumbs up. Tell me where you're at. So this is the number one question I want you to ask yourself before jumping into, do I need to have my hormones checked? Okay, so one question, so first and foremost, so I'm a registered and licensed dietitian. I work with women middle age, all right? So we're talking 40s, 50s, 60s, and some 70s. But I would say like late 40s to mid 60s is kind of our big clientele, okay? And so a big thing that happens in this phase of life is things like inflammation, joint pain, brain fog, weight gain, especially around the midsection. And so what I want to do today is I want to teach you a little bit more about your hormones and what to do first before jumping into the HRT land. Now, I am pro HRT and I'm going to give all of you an opportunity to learn more about this. But I want to, as someone that has helped thousands of women, I want to let you in on a little secret. Okay, so listen up. If you want to balance your hormones, okay, so we're talking estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, cortisol, insulin, the whole shebang. There's a lot of hormones. Anyways, if you want to do that, the number one question I would ask you is this. Do you have any weight to lose? Okay, so this is the very first question I want to ask you. Hang on just one second. There we go. This is the number one question I want to ask you. So let's just take a poll here. And we're going to talk about body fat specifically. We're not talking about the scale and like, oh, I wish the scale said 135 instead of 140. Okay, now we can talk about that, but like, what is the body composition? So if you were to be very honest, and I want to make this interactive, so if you're on today, please kind of go along with me. Do you have any body fat to lose? Okay, do you think you do? Okay, now I don't need you to have your measurements exact or anything like that, but do you think you have body fat to lose? Because this is what I'm going to tell you girls, and I work with an OBGYN, and her and I have had many discussions about this, and she has specifically said, she goes, Kim, I wish everyone would go through your reset system first before having their hormones tested. Okay. And so I find that to be amazing and fascinating. And that's a huge reason why I started the VIP weight loss system, is because, girls, we're going to dive into something so much greater today. And it's actually body fat. Okay. So in the comments, please share yes or no, or how much do you think you could lose? Because this is where we start. This is the number one question to ask yourself before jumping into all the tests, all the panels, all the testing, okay? Because this is why it matters, all right? It matters because right now, women are carrying around 40% body fat, okay? So if you were to go and have your body fat percentage measured, there's certain scales and stuff that you can go step on, and it'll tell you your body fat percentage. The average American woman is carrying around 40% body fat. This is high, okay? And it's more about the body fat than it is about this scale. So hear me, and I want to break this down for you because I think that we're undereducated about this, okay? I want you to understand why this is a problem, because this is the thing. Hear this. Body fat, okay? And I don't have my fat here. My coach Katie has it, but I have this. Hey, have you guys ever seen like the yellow like rubber fat, okay? That is in our body, okay? It is not just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, this is what I want to really educate you girls about today, because this matters, and I'm going to break down all of it and why it matters. It acts, it's alive, okay? So like that fat actually is hormonally active tissue, okay? It's not just sitting there like it's there. It is impacting you on every level, and I'm going to explain why it impacts. Body fat impacts your blood sugars, okay? And blood sugars impact weight gain. Anyway, body fat impacts inflammation. Body fat impacts hormones. It impacts energy. It impacts muscle loss. It impacts brain fog. It also takes nutrients. Body fat has to live. It has a blood supply, and it takes nutrition from you to exist, okay? Now, we can do something about this, but think of body fat like an organ, literally, okay? You can think of muscle like an organ, and you can think of body fat like an organ. Which one do you want to feed? Okay, now I'm going to give you some more on this, but I really, in the beginning here, I just want to explain to you why this is so important and just educate you so that you can make educated choices as to where to start. So if you're experiencing any of these things that I just talked about, if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like your hormones are off, if you're having inflammation or brain fog, or you're gaining weight, all the things, I want to show you what I believe you need to do first, second, third, fourth, okay? And I'm going to break it all down, so stay with me. But the first thing that I really, really, really want you to understand is that your fat doesn't just sit there dormant and like just there. No, it's active. It is literally taking nutrition from you. It is active. It is messing with messages and signals through your body, okay? So this is really important. So excess body fat can contribute to, again, increased inflammation, poor blood sugar control. Okay, I have 9 things here. Number 3, insulin resistance. Number 4, fatigue. Body fat can contribute to cravings. It can contribute to poor sleep. It can contribute to brain fog. It can contribute to messed up hormone signaling. Okay, it can contribute to difficulty losing weight. So what I am really trying to illustrate to you in this live today is that so many of the complaints that our women have that say, are my hormones off? We have to ask if your body fat percentage is off first. Because when we help your body step into changing that percentage, even slightly, let's say 5 pounds of body fat off your body, it can significantly impact the way your body responds and fires. And a lot of times things are corrected without using HRT. Now I'm going to show you why I think sometimes we can use our HRT and how, and an opportunity for that as well. But this is just really important to understand. So this is why two women can have very similar hormone lab panels, but feel completely different. This is why maybe, has anybody ever gone to their doctor and you get labs done and you're like, everything's fine, right? I hear this one a lot. Okay, girls, I'm telling you, I meet with thousands of women a year, and I'm giving you the secrets, okay, right here on this call. Where is your body fat? Okay, now people don't like that word, but you know what? We don't sugarcoat anything here, because girl, I'm telling you something. If you have body fat percent to lose, if you're like, Kim, that's me, I could lose 5 pounds of fat, I could lose 10 pounds of fat, Kim, I could lose 20 pounds of fat, like, girl, this is where we need to start. Okay, this is a serious thing, because your fat is acting like a living organ in your body, and it's taking from you. And so no matter how many labs you do, no matter how many supplements you have, no matter how much GLP-1 you're taking, if we don't target body fat specifically and then shrink it, get rid of it, cleanse it, release the toxins from the fat, and then start strength training, we're going to have the same problem over and over again. Okay? So, it's important. Your fat cells need a blood supply. Your fat cells receive nutrition. They send signals, and this could be exactly why you're staying stuck, okay? Now, there's so much I could talk about here, but I want to make sure that we keep moving along. So the reason that I designed the VIP weight loss system is exactly for this reason. It's not necessarily losing weight. It's literally healing the body by starving the fat through anti-angiogenic foods. Okay, yeah, big stuff. Don't worry, I got you. And so many more things, because what I have found is so many women are struggling, but like they're doing very surface things to lose weight, and it's not helping long term because we're not getting to the root cause, okay? And so when it comes to hormones, losing body fat is number one, okay? So we're gonna focus on reducing excess body fat. We're gonna focus on, in VIP, we focus on improving protein intake, but strategically and how. Okay, Jill, I'm going to give you a couple examples of a client named Jill and a client named Dana. These two I've worked with very recently over the last 90 days, and they both came in thinking, I think my hormones are off, and they left feeling amazing. So in VIP, we support digestion, we help you improve hydration, we help you build muscle, we help you lower inflammation, we help you stabilize blood sugars, and we help you create habits, okay? And so really, because we focus on those things first, then the body becomes so much easier to understand, okay? And so I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep educating you, and I'm going to keep giving you some tips and tricks and aha moments, and so you can think about your body different. But what I want you to hear is this. In my professional opinion, in the opinions of the experts that I work with, doctors, OBGYNs, NPs, nurses, personal trainers, what we recommend is doing a 90-day reset to help with this balance first, and then reassessing these particular frustrations, symptoms. And if at that point they're still there, then we do recommend HRT. And we are starting to help with that as well. So more on that to come, okay? But let's go back to hormones, okay? So if a woman has 15, 20, 30 or more pounds of body fat to lose, she is 100% dealing with, and I want all of you girls to hear this. I'm gonna give you 8 symptoms of this, okay? And I want you to, if you can in the chat, I want you to just type in, when I say some of these symptoms, type in if you personally are dealing with them, okay? So, fatigue. Are you dealing with fatigue? If you are, type fatigue in. Brain fog. Cravings. Weight gain. Poor sleep. Inflammation. Joint pain, or feeling blah. I'm going to say them again because I really want you to type in the chat if you're dealing with any of these. Fatigue, brain fog, cravings, weight gain, poor sleep, feeling inflamed, joint pain, or feeling blah. Okay? Because this is the question. What happens if we address body fat first? What happens if we build muscle first? What happens if we improve blood glucose and blood sugars first? What happens if we help you reduce inflammation first? Because many times what we've observed over and over and over again, and honestly, like there's so many wins coming in every day, many times those symptoms disappear. Many times those symptoms improve dramatically. And then that's when we reassess, girls. That's when we reassess, because hormones do matter. They matter so much. But when we can use this reset first, when we can help the body get to its, kind of like a baseline first, then we know more specifically, and we'll have a better idea of what your body needs for hormones, which is so cool. Because then at that point, you're going to get better results, and they're going to be more predictable, okay? So with weight loss, with all these symptoms, but then at that point, adding HRT, okay? So that's when we reassess. I want to share a story with you, and I'm actually gonna pull it up on my computer. I'm gonna just share my screen with you. Listen to this story. It's only a minute, guys. Actually, 47 seconds, but listen to Jill. This is awesome. So how many weeks are you in now?
I'm just wrapping up week 10.
Okay, and what kind of results are you seeing?
Night sweats are gone. Sleeping is, very well. The waking up at 3 a.m., being wide awake is gone. Staying asleep all night is gone. The brain fog, which was probably my number one contender that I wanted to get rid of, is gone, which is a answered prayer in itself, because that was affecting me in every which way. I felt like I had almost like an adult onset ADHD. I just couldn't focus on anything. And I'm a big multitasker, and I could get tons of stuff done, and I just couldn't even get 1 or 2 tasks done. So that is gone.
Wow. Because that really... So... This is, there we go. So that was Jill. We're hearing these kinds of stories all the time. So Jill really didn't have a huge weight loss goal, but her body fat percentage did change. And within less than 90 days, so many of these symptoms disappeared, okay? Because we went through a reset with her in the VIP weight loss system. Another story would be Dana, okay? So Dana... Also, in less than 90 days, when we did her review, sleeping through the night sweats gone, digestion regulated, she lost 22 pounds, and her brain fog disappeared. So just giving you a couple of examples of some real life testimonials of women coming in with these concerns, brain fog being a really big one, night sweats, things like that. So just wanting to show you this, okay? So what I want to do now is I want to break down how body fat truly impacts blood sugars, inflammation, hormones, energy, brain fog, and muscle loss. And then give you girls, I'm going to show you my favorite brain fog drink. So I'm going to make that on the call, okay, while we're chatting about brain fog. I'm going to show you my favorite brain fog drink. But I'm also going to give you some direction if you're dealing with any of these specific things, okay? So, blood sugar, okay? So body fat and blood sugar are directly connected and kind of go both ways. High blood sugar levels impact body fat, and high body fat impacts high blood sugar levels. Now, this is one of the first things that we look at regulating when we meet with clients. Even if you don't have technically like prediabetes or anything like that, this is really important, and here's why. Because when you think of, okay, so body fat, I have my little notes here. Body fat makes it harder for your cells to use and hear insulin. Okay, insulin is a hormone. Okay, so insulin is like unlocking the door of your cells to let the glucose in. This is really big when it comes to energy, weight loss, brain fog, the whole shebang. When body fat is too high, it's like you have the key. Okay, the key is insulin, and it's like you're still putting it in there, but it's almost like somebody put gum in a lock hole, and so it's not really working. And so the body has to make more insulin to try and help it in. Okay, when the body makes more insulin, you store more fat, you have more cravings, you have more hunger, you have more energy crashes. And honestly, this is when you might say, something's off. I think something's wrong with my hormones. Okay, if you've ever felt that way, if you've ever felt these things, the blood sugar would be the first place I would look. And that's where we would set up your nutrition plan so you would be able to have more regulated blood sugar levels. The insulin would be working better. Okay, so insulin resistance is reversing. That is one of the number one things that we would do first. So more body fat equals more insulin resistance. More insulin equals harder weight loss. So it's a circle of staying stuck. And so this is why it doesn't matter how motivated you are. If you're like Kim, it doesn't matter. I don't know what to do. These things are very important. We make them very simple for our clients, but it's so important to address these things first. One, if you're having a hard time losing weight, or two, if you think you need HRT, okay? We want to address these things first in the first 90 days. Let's talk about inflammation. Does anyone on the call experience inflammation? Anybody experience inflammation? If you do, just comment inflammation. I'm just curious. If you experience inflammation, if you have joint pain, if you wake up feeling puffy, swollen, achy, just something like that. If you're experiencing this, listen, okay? Body fat can actually release inflammatory chemicals. Okay, so I get a lot of women on the call and they're like, Kim, my joints hurt, like my knees hurt, like I'm noticing myself feeling like I'm getting old. Girls, this is inflammation from the body fat. If we bring body fat down, we have less inflammatory chemicals being put out, okay? So a little bit of inflammation can be normal, but what's happening is that it's like a fire is happening in your body and it never goes out. And this is where joint pain, fatigue, water retention, poor recovery, and feeling old come into play. And the body is constantly fighting the inflammation instead of healing. And when the body is constantly fighting that, it's really hard to lose weight. It's almost impossible, okay? Because the body can't be healing and fighting at the same time. So we have to help the body, and that's what we do with all of our clients. That's just kind of what I do, is help the body say, put the fire out. Okay, so we would want to, if this is you, I would show you ways that we can help put the fire out. And honestly, within the first 2 weeks, a lot of our clients report that achiness and that inflammation have disappeared. Okay, how awesome would that be? The next thing I want to talk about is how body fat directly impacts hormones. Okay, so most women think that hormones control body fat. Okay, and they do, but body fat also influences hormones. It is a two-way street. And so excess body fat changes estrogen signaling. So again, the closer you get to your ideal weight, okay, and we're not talking like textbook, like we're talking your body, like where does your body feel healthy? Because then we have a better reading on your estrogen levels, okay? Because this excess body fat messes with hormones, estrogen signaling. It also messes with insulin signaling, okay? That's another hormone. It messes with cortisol response. That's a hormone. Anybody feel like they might have a high cortisol levels, okay? And it messes with your hunger hormones. So as you can see, before we jump to putting more hormones in our body, we truly do want to have a good idea of what we're dealing with first. And that is why VIP was created. We need to have a reset before we jump into everything else, okay? So this is where decision making is really important, so you have better information for your body. Let's talk about body fat and energy, okay? Energy. Who feels like as they've gotten a little older or as they've gained a little weight, their energy has gone down? Anybody wish they had more energy? Okay, let's talk about this. If you're someone who wakes up and feels tired even after sleeping, this is what's happening. This is really kind of crazy, but think about this. When you're carrying around that extra tissue, okay, extra fat, this is increasing inflammation, and this makes the body work harder, okay? Your body is working hard to maintain balance, and that takes energy, okay? So let me say it more simple. This is like driving a car with the brake partially on, right? Like you're going, you can still drive, but it's taking more effort. That is like your body with excess fat and inflammation. It's still going, it's just taking more effort. And with that effort comes energy. And so the energy is going to the balancing of your body versus you feeling alive. Okay. And so a lot of times what happens is once we even get a couple weeks under your belt with our reset, you're going to feel more energy. Okay. And the good thing about this is that when we bring down body fat, we bring down inflammation. We bring up energy. More energy equals better metabolism. Boom. That's where long-term success can come from. Okay. Is anybody resonating with what I'm saying today here? Is anything standing out to you? Right? Is it energy? Is it glucose? Is it inflammation? Is it sleep? Is it brain fog? Let's talk about brain fog. This will be this perfect place to make my favorite mocktail here. So this brain fog mocktail is just, actually, I'm just going to show you for time's sake, but I love sparkling water with Relight and a squeezed lemon or lime. Okay. That is my favorite brain fog busting mocktail. But what I want you to know is this. Brain fog is one of the biggest complaints that I hear from women, okay? And while hormones absolutely can contribute, I always ask, number one, are we supporting hydration, proper protein, inflammation, digestion, and blood sugar first, okay? First, if you want predictable results that last, if you are sick of trying to figure all this out, if you don't want to know, if you don't want to put it all together, it's too confusing. HRT, weight loss, inflammation, feeling better. Girl, this is what we do. This is what we do. So I am going to, I'm going to drop a couple of links. If you are wanting to hop on a consult, talk through your symptoms, wondering what steps to take next, please click the link below and you and I can hop on a consult. Okay, the other thing I want to talk to you about is muscle. Now, I probably need to do a whole nother live on this because we're coming up on the hour here. But body fat and muscle. Muscle's a really, really big thing, girls. If you're in perimenopause or menopause, you're losing 10% of your current body muscle every year. Okay, and that is why muscle is also metabolically active, just like fat is. So you get a choice. Do you want more muscle or more fat? But maybe you don't know what to do, okay? And that is where we actually have built out with our experts, okay? We have experts that are working behind the scenes. We have built out a fitness program for women in perimenopause and menopause that want more muscle and want less fat. Now, if you are someone that doesn't really need the whole weight loss and all of that, but you want the fitness plan, comment fit below and we'll send you some information. We have some really cool, fun stuff coming and you'll be the first to get it since you're in my secrets group, okay? So comment fit below and we can send you that. because we really want to focus on getting that muscle up. Okay, there's a place for everyone on this plan, but this is what I'm going to leave you with. Okay, muscle is the organ of longevity. Fat is the organ of aging. Okay, what do you need today? Do you need a fitness plan? Do you need a fat loss plan? Do you want less inflammation? Do you feel like you might need HRT? Okay, if you are someone that has been working with us in VIP and you are getting closer and closer to your goal, but you're still experiencing some of these things, number one, I want to make sure that we are doing everything we need to first. Okay, we'll coach you, we'll walk through it, we'll put together a personal plan. But if you're still experiencing any of these things, please comment HRT below, and I will personally reach out to you with some really exciting things coming where we can support you. So my question and ending today is, what do you need? And a very safe space to talk about it. Okay, so anyways, I'm wrapping up today. I know today was a little more educational. We've had some really great topics coming through. If you want to check out any of those topics because you haven't seen them, go to the secret Facebook group. At the top, you can look at guides and you can look at any of those. You can also look at our events tab to see what topics are coming. Girls, if you have questions, if you have concerns, if anything that I said today, you're kind of wanting to know more about or wondering, gosh, that feels like me. Girls, let's just talk, right? If you're in VIP and you're ready to take it to the next level, girls, let's talk, okay? Are you doing the fitness plan? Do you need HRT? Let's talk. All right, girls, I gotta go. I got some other girls waiting for me that I'm gonna go coach. All right, talk to you later.